Hey everyone, welcome to POPXP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the POPXP channel. Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's the brain of the mainframe here, Nile Scala with POPXP, and you're joining us for the very first week in Pop. And this is the crew, people. This is the Week in Pop crew. We've got Jennifer Van Damsel in the house. We have Mr. Blevins, as you all know, is the king of streams. And a true pop culture aficionado, Mr. Caleb Thusat. What is going on, everyone?
Hi.
How's it going now?
Woo! Yeah!
Yeah.
Great. So
Bring the energy.
Bring that energy. Bring that hype. Let's spill some tea, guys. What's going on? Jennifer, how's your week been?
It's been good. Texas freeze is over. It's back to 70-something degrees every day. So, normal Texas life.
Nice. How did you make out with all that?
Yeah.
I actually, the only person that I know that didn't have pipes break, like all my friends had some sort of issue. I was without power and cell service for about 24 hours. But other than that, no issues. So I got out real lucky.
Oh, nice. Good for you. Mr. Blevins, man, how's your week been?
Man, my week has been awesome. Been doing a little bit of stuff at the old POPXP with my boy Nile Scallywag. So had a couple of great, review and one of the greatest minds of gaming and stuff me and old Nile Scallywag doing some interviews this week, man. Had an incredible interview about a guy that's collecting the art of the Nintendo Power.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, Mr. Stephen Reese, bro.
Yeah, and then catching up with some TV and film, man. Ray of the Dragon come out this week, and it was incredible too. Anyway, so I've been spending my time, a lot of it, in front of a computer.
Well, that's a good place to be, isn't it? That's where we all are all the time. Caleb, man, how was your week, Ben? Because I know you had a campaign, right, that wrapped, and now you're up on a new platform.
Yeah, man. We did a crowdfunding comics thing with you guys for it. It was Flytrap, time travel book. Finished that this past weekend, and we got funded, and now we're up on Indiegogo doing the in-demand stuff. So
nice.
Just keep it rolling and hopefully raise a little bit more money before we get the books out to everybody. So It's exciting, man. It's good to have another book going during all the craziness going on and still be able to create stuff. So it's been a pretty awesome week.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome.
Hey, Scala, how was your week?
Oh, well, I have to say it's been a great week. We've done so many wonderful shows. We have our new series are kicking off. We're getting great reviews on POPXP Paranormal, crowdfunding comics, Five and Dime, Billy's series Unboxing Daily.
God, how good are
doing great. Every day we're putting up a new video that he's unboxing a campaign. I'm sure he's probably got a couple of Caleb's in there. I'm sure he has a mountain of campaigns that he has backed from the past year and a half, and he hasn't opened.
He has a mountain.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And then we finally have the kickoff of this week in Pop, and with that, what's one thing that has popped up? Something they brought Superman back to the small screen in his first official series in quite some time, since Lois and Clark, back in the 90s. And I have to say, if as far as a take on Lois and Clark, I mean, it's brought to a whole nother level in this show. And what are your guys' thoughts on this? We've got Lois Lane and Superman married with children,
not just children, but twin boys.
Twin teenage boys experiencing changes.
I don't know if anybody on this panel can relate to that.
No.
I have twins.
You have twin boys though?
I have twin boys.
What?
And one has straight hair and he's athletic, and one
he's super
curly hair and kind of different.
And he shoots lasers from his eyes.
Out of his eyes. Yeah. And my wife's a journalist. And I'm pretty freaking awesome. Like,
I mean, look, he's wearing glasses.
I'm wearing. Oh, hey. But Jennifer, what was your first impression of this new Superman series?
Well, I would like to start off by saying I never watched Smallville. This is my personal first experience in Superman television, and I absolutely hated it. I thought it was like one of the worst things I've ever seen. So it was like a very typical CW show, and those are like my least favorite kinds of shows. So
when you say typical CW show, let's get a description of that.
So there's the angsty teen sexual tension. The whole like daughter doesn't agree with her father, opposing viewpoints. The ex-girlfriend, so now her new husband is like so angry at the threat that Clark Kent, who's married and has kids, could possibly like face. I mean, just I hate it.
So does that mean I have a problem because I love CW shows?
Hey, I hate everything, so that's just, you're allowed to like whatever you want.
You don't hate Nile?
Hate is not a real thing in this world. Maybe a little dislike. There's always got to be a little something you got to find. A little shimmer that was like, oh, that wasn't bad. Like, how about the Max Fleischer suit? Huh? From the original Superman cartoon shorts from the 30s? Did you guys catch that in the beginning?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. It's wonderful.
No, I agree. There are parts of it I loved, but there are also parts of it that are very CW and very kind of telegraphed. So it's like you got this like the soap opera that you always have with CW. Well, I mean, you kind of know what you're signing up for coming into a show like this, right? Like, it's not going to be wholly different than the kind of drama you get from these other CW shows, which some of them I enjoyed enough to stay with them for a long time, and then I kind of lost interest. And I kind of feel like this might end up being the same kind of thing where, the excitement of it being a little different and being Superman again is going to be great, but like, can they maintain a whole season of this hype? I don't know. I think maybe we might fall back into some of the same telegraphed things that, I mean, Jen obviously pointed on. So, there are parts of it I love, though. I mean, the homages to old comics and just when he got into the action of things. And the thing that I kind of enjoyed the most, just being a father, is kind of seeing how he gets pulled into that role and how that is the challenge for him. That's kind of where all of the drama for his character is going to be based around how to be a father, because he can't bring his superpowers to that part of being a human. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. I don't know if it's going to end up being something I want to watch religiously because of that, but we'll see.
Well, I don't know how much money they spent on the show. I probably need to look it up, but I will tell you that I went into it with pretty low expectations. I never liked the Superman. I never liked that guy on Supergirl. Supergirl was really campy. I don't know. I didn't understand how they were giving him his own series, him and Lois, knowing his character from it. I've tried to love all the CW stuff. Like I liked Arrow a lot. I really loved Flash because I love the whole time travel.
Yeah, Flash was pretty good, actually.
I love all that. DC Legends of Tomorrow. Batwoman season 1 with Ruby Rose. I thought that it picked up towards the end, even though she bounced out. Like even Black Lightning ended up being really good during.
I like Black Lightning.
Yeah, I mean, it started being really good. But looking at this, and I don't know if I loved it because I had such low expectations for it, or because Batwoman was just so bad. But the first beginning story part, man, I thought was done excellently. I mean, just the whole action, freezing the water, dumping the iceberg into the man. Anyway, like I thought it was great. Mm-hmm. And then of course they hit you in the feels with the with the death which kind of sucked. And then
but it's so typical.
It's
you have to give them a.
It's not though, because in all of Superman.
I'm talking about TV show wise, not necessarily Superman, but it was a very typical TV move.
You kind of did expect it. Like when he was on the phone and she wasn't too, you could tell she wasn't right. And it's I was like, she's going to die. I just knew she was going to die.
She's never died in any of the other stories.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of, this is obviously an Elseworld story. It's an Elseworld idea. I was kind of taken aback when they introduced the kids. I was like, oh man, this isn't going to work. And, they had to have that kid angst, that whole problem happening with children, to be allowed to be on the CW. Yeah. But man, I tell you what, just the cinematography, the way it was filmed, the action, the story, man, I thought it was,
it's a high budget show.
I thought it was really good. And, I'm not going to get into this. I'm not going to get into any of the story of the second episode, but, of course, I saw the second episode and it continued straight from the end of this episode. And when you put both of them side by side, it kind of creates this big 1 hour, this 1 hour and 30-minute movie. And man, it was really good. It was really good. And the way that they're doing the story for this season, if they keep this and don't add that campiness to it, I think it's going to be a hitter. I think it's going to be a hitter.
Can they not? Well, actually, if you think about it, right? So we know budget-wise it has a good budget because the graphics and everything are pretty legit.
The CGI was incredible.
The CGI was great, and it wasn't awkward or weird. So they had that. You do still kind of have the campiness, but then we were talking about that, but I'm sitting here thinking Arrow was pretty nuts. Like if you actually did that guy's body count, he killed tens of thousands of people or some shit.
Yeah.
It was crazy. That was a good show. When that was going on, I was watching, I was like, I felt like CW was really crossing a line with their content. And then I think out of all that whole DC universe on CW, I think Flash was by far the best. Yeah. It wasn't that teen campiness. It was he's a dude in his 20s. They're not in high school. They're out of college. They're living their lives. And Flash for me, that's what made me love the Flash again. I became a huge fan, still am. And then the Superman show kind of got thrown into the mix. We had Supergirl. I didn't think it was too bad. Again, it wasn't really teenagery, right? But it was kind of campy and stuff. It had its moments. And then we get to this Superman series, and I see the opening scene. We're going through it. I'm like, okay, right off the bat, I'm like, I can't stand the ratio of the muscle suit in his actual form. That doesn't work because they didn't do that to him. They didn't do that to him on Supergirl. It was just his body, and that was enough. I mean, he's a physically fit man. There's nothing crazy, so I don't know why they had to put him in that suit. And I'm not crushing anyone out there, so don't put it in the comments. But, and then you have Lois. But, what got me, too, is, Lois is, a no-shit chick. She doesn't take bullcrap. And she's just oh, no, the boys, blah, blah. That's not how Lois is. She'll be like, kids, you're not depressed. Stop being a, whatever. And
she's not motherly at all.
She's not motherly at all. She's never been, the mother type, right? Very independent. The most she'll do is probably get married. And still at that point, she's going to wear the pants in the relationship. So seeing that relationship was really kind of weird for me. But the scenes of Superman's great. But I'm still trying to, I'm kind of with Jen on this, is this going to be Superman meets Dawson's Creek? Are we going to be more focused on the twin boys and their development and all that stuff? Or are we going to be more focused on Superman and they're going to always be that secondary story? I kind of feel like Superman's going to be the secondary story here. And the boys are going to end up being the primary.
I hope that doesn't happen, but I could definitely see it.
It's just judging by the pilot episode, that seems like the direction they're trying to go with it. And that's the thing that concerns me. It's they punch you in the face with this great opening where you just see Superman do all this awesome stuff, and then they're like, oh yeah, but he has these kids, and then it's they pull focus to that, and that's kind of feels like where they're gonna keep focus.
Well, a big part of the show is Lois being you have to stop being Superman and take care of your family. And I'm like, that's not how this works. So
can we do that, Lois?
Can we somehow see from father's perspective on how he's dealing with the kids instead of seeing these kids dealing with their, high school drama? But I don't know. It's CW, so we probably might end up with the teen drama.
Yeah, and I don't buy the whole like, oh no, it's cool. At least I know my athletic ability is real. It's like, dude, if I was you, I'd be like, what the fuck, man? Where's my superpowers? This isn't fair. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, we'll have to see. We got Blevins has checked out episode 2 already. I think, we should all check out. We at least got to get to episode 2. Let's just do we'll do a little full circle on this, and we'll talk about episode 2 on the next episode of This Week in Popped, and we'll see. We'll see if our views change. And I say at that point, we'll decide, are we moving on with the series or are we saying goodbye? And we'll do that there. But one thing we need to say hello to, and that is the Mighty Ducks are back. I don't know because I was a Mighty Ducks fan. Not so much the cartoon, but the movie. I loved me some Mighty Ducks.
Dude, I mean, I love the Mighty Ducks.
I love the Mighty Ducks too.
I will tell you that I was super excited to see Emilio Estevez back in the Gordon Bombay role. I thought it was incredible to see him again. I'm wondering if Joshua Jackson is going to end up coming back. If they're going to bring him back as Charlie. I'm hoping that he comes back. Maybe that'll be a surprise guest star later on in the series. But I mean, the story is pretty much the same story.
It's the exact story.
Yeah, I mean, it's the exact same story, except Gordon hates, Gordon hates hockey again. Like he's back to hating. We don't know why that is. We don't know why, because last we saw him in the Mighty Ducks 3,
I know why.
Like he was still loving it and had to talk Charlie into loving hockey all over again. And again, we have no idea what happened. We have no idea what brought us to this point. And I love Lauren Graham. We don't have Gilmore Girls Lauren Graham though.
She had a lot of work done or something. She doesn't look
so much work.
Something's off on her.
It really took me back. Like I didn't realize it was her to begin with, and I'm like, why would you do that, Lauren? Like you were gorgeous. Like why have that happen?
I didn't recognize her at first.
I did only because I watched the Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, and she was in that.
She in that?
Yeah, and she was like one of the main characters in that, but. Yeah, I don't know, guys.
I can't
like the same.
But you can't
story.
talk on performance. You got to talk performance. You got to watch it and see
it's
about performance.
Off somebody's, having some work done or whatever. But
I feel like this is the same story, but like not good. It's just like the trailer just didn't do anything for me. Like,
it didn't grab.
Emilio was there, but I was like, oh, so he just has like a cameo, and like they're gonna be like, hey, what's going on with him? And then it's just like that like we saw him for like a split second, and then it was back to Gilmore Girls. So I don't know. I mean, to me, I grew up watching Mighty Ducks, but I don't really have interest in it. And this comes from when Cobra Kai came out. I thought that looks ridiculous. Okay, like I'm not like why dig that back up? It's gonna be awful. And now I love that show. Like I got sucked into it, and I thought
it was like straight up a waste of time. I'm like, this
ridiculous.
Is
that's what I was like, what the? What?
And I freaking like love it.
Love it. I could be completely wrong about Mighty Ducks. So
yeah, it's Mighty Ducks is Cobra Kai with ice skates.
Yeah, I mean, let's just admit that Cobra Kai is digging up all these people are like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's dig up this other old thing that people loved in the 80s and try to get a bunch of old guys to be in the show again. So
yeah, we're gonna have
it'll either blow us all away or it'll be a complete waste of time.
Jen, your thoughts on Mighty Ducks?
I will definitely not watch it. I hated it.
Tell us how you really.
Yeah, I actually hadn't seen Mighty Ducks since I don't know, when I was like 5 or something. I was more of a Sandlot fan, so watching the Mighty
Sandlot
Ducks.
trumps Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, so I watched it last night just to form like a good opinion, and I did not enjoy the original Mighty Ducks anyways. And then watching the trailer, I was like, oh, it's the exact same thing. Okay, well, I definitely don't want to watch it. So and I never watched Gilmore Girls, so not into that whole thing either.
No, I
rewatched Mighty Ducks or the trailer.
No, I watched Mighty Ducks last night.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, they're feeding off nostalgia. Like it, there's this.
So her opinions might be just, guys. I mean, she's digging into the homework.
Hey, I study. When you give me homework, I am about it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, we have people that haven't rewatched them lately. We have this like inflated idea of what they were in our heads, right?
The Mandela effect.
Yeah, we're gonna be like, yes, let's watch Mighty Ducks because Mighty Ducks was awesome when we were like 10.
Yeah,
but like when
that's
you're
what
10,
it was.
everything's awesome. So,
but that's the challenge, right? That's almost the fear. Like, there's certain things that I'm like, I'm so in love with. But I'm afraid to watch because there's other things that didn't hold up, and I'm completely like, I don't even want to. Yeah, that was cool. Like then, like I don't even like it anymore. I'm like, no, it's done. I ruined it for myself.
Yeah,
I'll never watch Care Bears again. It didn't hold up.
I'm just saying that when the wind blows hard and the sky is black, ducks fly together. Is all I'm saying. Okay, like that happens.
I have a prediction, though. I think I know why he's upset, Blevins.
I will say D2 Mighty Ducks, definitely greater than Mighty Ducks.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
It's been so long.
I didn't make it that far.
I don't remember. I don't remember the second one. I remember the first one better than the second one.
When they did the Olympics, man.
Are you talking Little Giants?
No, I'm not talking.
Remember that movie, Little Giants?
Yeah, the football.
And Ed Bundy? Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. No.
Little Giants. Sandlot takes the cake, though. If we're gonna talk like, those old, like those kids kiddie sport movies. Sandlot, baby.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
Oh yeah. That was such a great movie. Dude, retro movie review. Sandlot.
Did you know that there's like sequels to that though?
Yeah, those are horrible. Those are like straight to video.
Yeah, they're like Matrix sequels. You have to just forget them and pretend they don't exist.
Exactly. That's no good. That's no good. But then, all right, so some of us are excited for Ducks, some aren't. I think, I don't know. I think we're gonna find out what happened to Charlie, and I think that's why there might be a dark beginning to this story. That's my prediction. I think he went pro, and I think he took a puck to the face. And I think Charlie's no more. That's what I think. That's what I'm thinking. That's my prediction.
Maybe he killed the guy. Maybe they had a big fight.
Yeah, or he could just want. He can maybe he goes pro and does a cameo. He's like, hey, kid, I'm Chuck, and he throws him a puck. And
he chucks him. He chucks
him a puck. Chucks a puck.
Or he's dead.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he's dead.
Oh, don't say that.
I'm thinking he's dead, and that's why
I'll probably like it more if he's dead.
Nile.
It's gonna be like so dark.
I hope so.
Ever.
I hope so. I'll like it a lot more than
like the trailer's all happy-go-lucky with campiness, and then it starts off and like it shows Gordon Bombay with a gun and he's killing Charlie in an alley.
Oh my God.
Like his body's under the ice, and that's why he doesn't want to play hockey. Like he'll only skate around the edge because he knows in the middle is his body. And he's like, I'm not doing it, Shelly. I don't know who Shelly is, but
this sounds like already sounds like a better series.
Way better series. Cobra Kai. I'll tell you one crazy change that's going on, huh? Lola Bunny. What is up with that crap?
I don't know, man.
Come on.
Yeah, they had to add the Sporty Spice back in there, dude. Here's the story from A to Z.
Here's the
Oh my God.
I don't know. There's an uproar. There is an uproar on Twitter about it right now.
Yeah.
People like
Jen sent me. She said, "Breaking news, Nile." Yeah. I said, "What is it, Jen?" She says, "Breaking mother effing news. Lola Bunny is Sporty Bunny." Come on.
I don't know. Do what you want with your bunnies. I'm fine with it.
I feel like every iteration of Looney Tunes they make, I'm just more and more disappointed. Like, what are you doing? What is going on here? I mean, I get it. It's probably more anatomically correct for a bunny. But this is Space Jam. Basketball players don't even play against aliens.
Yeah, I mean,
we haven't even proven their existence. Yeah. Why are you changing my Lola Bunny? This doesn't make sense. Unbelievable. Got my vaccine.
Yeah, I mean, it's your chance. Do your dance. It's the Space Jam, all right?
Right. That's right. What do you guys think of this movie? Do you think this is one of those things they should have left well enough alone?
That shit hell forever. And now they're taking out all what would be the good parts. Like, they're like, super-
Whatever
checking out
they're
the
trying-
everything.
I feel like they're trying to be like, well, the big main article was that you can't be sexual and be strong, so they made her like a strong character. But it's like the first scene where you see her, she is very like, I wouldn't say sexual. I never found her, even as like a child, I never was like, wow, what a sexual bunny.
I
I
never
just
did
thought
either.
she was like a hot chick or whatever as a bunny. But then the
Yeah.
first thing she does is get angry that he calls her doll, and then she like smokes him on the court. And then
Right.
she's like, "Don't you ever call me doll?" And as like a 10-year-old girl, I was like, "Absolutely, yes,
You're like,
thank
girl
you so
power.
much." Yeah,
Yeah.
I loved her. She was like one of my favorite characters in any like cartoon show. So I loved Space Jam because of her. So I don't know. It doesn't really matter, I guess, but I think it's like not necessary. I liked her just the way she was. I feel like you can be sexy and strong at the same time, and they gave her compression shorts. So she's wearing like baggy clothes, but then also compression shorts, like to just be
Yeah.
super sure that she's not sexual at all. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
you know.
and the long. I mean, again, like, you know, she had the waist high outfit, you know, and they got rid of that. They put on the long baggy shirt. I don't know. It's just
Yeah. I mean, really though, let me like, I don't understand like what this whole like, you know, like this whole like desexualization of anything, because men are sexualized, women are sexualized, like not for nothing. Like when you like athletes and stuff, like they're, you know, a lot of them are attractive and they're in great shape and they're idolized because of their abilities. And it just so happens when you get in shape, you tend to look better. It's just how it works. You know, I mean, by making everything normal and neutral, there's no difference. There's no definitive and like different people or someone to look up to. It's like, let's just make everyone completely neutral and no one's gonna be sad. But it's like, I never paid attention to that. Like, I wasn't like, oh my god, that is a sexy bunny. Mom, I love bunnies. Like, I'm not.
This bunny's
like,
making me feel weird.
yeah, this bunny's giving me the tingles, mommy. Swoosh. But I mean,
she's like, I'm gonna write a strongly worded letter.
yeah. Like, I mean, no. Well, actually, maybe the furries are more disappointed than anyone in this
Dear
change,
Looney
but
Tunes.
still,
Dude,
like,
that's what it said in the article. He's like, you know, I don't want Lola Bunny turning people into furries. I'm like, where did that come from?
like it's just
that's in that
absolutely
article.
incredible. Like, you have to have that's how life works. Like, there's differences, right? There's difference in people. There's difference in things. People are going to do better than other people. It's just unfortunately how life works. You know, you can't just make everything seem the same and equal, because life's not equal or fair. And everyone learns that the hard way, unfortunately. But if they keep changing everything, it's like everything's becoming so bland. You know, like Lola looks like a boy. Like it looks like another boy bunny. When I skimmed through that, like I saw the images before Jen had sent me the message, like, hey, this is like really blowing up. Did you see this? And I literally thought that was a boy bunny. Like, I thought they were introducing a new character. And I actually thought that they were bringing Lola back the way she was, because I was just skimming through the news thing. So, I mean, like, I didn't even know that was Lola. I don't know, man. It's interesting.
I feel like maybe Lola the bunny is not the place to like stand your ground anyway on like change whether it's changing or not. Like, who cares really? It's a cartoon bunny. It can be whatever it wants. I think.
Well, I think if a lot of people can get Sonic to change off of his eyes, like maybe they can get Lola to change off of the looks, you know?
No, it's sexual. That's why they won't ever change their mind. They will always like reduce sexuality, but they will never like take like stand. I'm surprised, you know, that I would not say that. I guess I'm not surprised that she used to be that way, because it's definitely more of like a culture shift like now.
Well, yeah.
But
yeah,
I don't think that they'll revert like, oh, let's make her sexy again because people are upset about it. I don't see that like happening.
Yeah. But what were you saying? You had a point there, Caleb, but yeah, you kind of got cut off.
I like you were saying how we shouldn't make everything the same. Like, I'm sure there's other characters in the story, and who knows what they're doing with the other ones. But like, we always get pinpointed on one thing and choose sides. And I feel like maybe the studio just thought, you know, maybe it's our responsibility to not just do the same thing as we always did, and they wanted to change it. So like, it's their choice. That's fine. I don't think kids are going to really care, and that's really let's be honest, that's what this movie's made for. It's not made for us. It's made for the younger generation to enjoy Space Jam like we did as kids for the first one. So it's like they're trying to do a new thing, and I don't know. Just like
So, do you think
it doesn't bother me because I think there's enough. We can see enough difference in other things. I don't know.
I have a question for you though. So so I did an episode back about like, talking about nostalgia and things like that. And is it a cry for help or whatnot? Maybe does it bother me because the way our generation is very nostalgic about what we had growing up? That do you think it affects maybe our generation, the millennials, because we had things a certain way and we still for some reason hang on to our stuff more nostalgic than really most other generations? Do you think maybe that's why there seems to be a lot of backlash between change within
that would make
society?
sense. I mean, we were just talking about nostalgia with Mighty Ducks too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like we have this idea in our heads of how things were when we were kids, and we want them to be that way. So, I mean, when someone takes something and changes it on us, of course, we're gonna get a little irate about it, right? So even if it comes to a bunny.
It's a completely different character shift though. Like they're literally changing her personality. It's not just like it's the outfit, but it's like what that outfit like represents as like her expression of her like character. I don't know if she's still going to have the same kind of dialogue, but she was like very witty and feminine, and she was like the only feminine character in like the whole show. So as a girl, I loved her. I thought she was great.
It kind of removed the whole reason why people viewed her. Like they judged her by her appearance, and then when they eliminate the appearance completely, it's like, well, there should be no judging. So it kind of takes away her power of, proving that she's better than what people assume that she is, just based off the way she looks.
Plus, though, too, and I will bring this up, the image they show was almost like how Bugs Bunny was seeing her in the movie. That's not how she's actually portrayed through the whole movie. The sexualization of her character does die down in that cartoon. That's like when she comes out and she's changed, but then she rocks the court. So it's like, it was a very powerful feminine presence. And she came in looking like, yeah, I look, bomb, and Bugs is like his tongue's like going across the basketball court, right? But then she still smokes everyone, so like I think I understand where like Jen's coming from. It's like a very positive, powerful feminine role model, the way this one appears. And again, Caleb's right, because we don't know how she's truly going to be portrayed in this movie, but we have to go off of the information they give us, and that may not always be enough information.
I think the biggest thing that made people angry was like the quote that we're taking away her sexuality and making her strong. Like just people freaked out like, oh, she can't be sexual and strong. So that was, I think, a lot of the controversy too.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Hey, some people might still think Sporty Bunny is sexy. Okay. Like I'm not talking like me or nothing, but
Blevins, that's one of the top furries out there. What is your opinion on this?
All I could think about when reading this article was Wayne's World. Okay.
Yeah.
All I could think about is, did you ever find Bugs Bunny sexy when he was all dressed up like a girl?
Yeah.
That's all I could think about. That's all I could think about.
That's another great movie. I heard rumors they may remake that, but we won't even get into that. All right, let's switch things up a bit.
Hold on now. I got some breaking news.
You got some breaking news?
Breaking news.
What do you got?
Man, apparently, I guess Ryan Reynolds just left Disney and abandoned, like he's done with the Deadpool franchise over censorship issues.
Really?
He wanted rated R, but they got rid of he leaves among censorship issues.
Is that on the TMZ website, Blevins? Are you on the TMZ? Bring it up on the screen, sir. Bring it up. Bring it up on the screen.
Please stand by. Your call is important.
That's nuts.
Dude, I know. Breaking news. break into Electric Boogaloo.
They're not. They'll come to an agreement. You can't lose. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. Like he was born for that. Like he plays that character to this day.
I put it up now. Ryan Reynolds reportedly furious with Disney, doesn't want anything to do with them.
This is Weekly World News.
It doesn't make it any less true.
I'm joking. We got this covered. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this. Maybe it is happening. Who knows? Who knows?
Here we go. Ryan Reynolds unhappy with censorship on Deadpool 3, leaving Disney.
But why is there a question mark? That's like, we don't really know. We're just maybe.
Maybe.
What?
Censorship on Deadpool 3?
What?
I could see them wanting to tone it down a bit, though, so they can incorporate him into the other stuff.
Yeah, they're like, we're not putting B. Arthur in this movie this time.
Yeah.
Quit asking.
Well, let's switch some stuff up a bit. Let's switch some stuff up. So I've been seeing a lot of stuff with like NECA toys and things like that in that line. And you know, I sent a link out to you guys and I was like, wow, because there's so many, as a huge Ninja Turtles fan, you know, I've really been seeing a lot of stuff they've been putting out at, you know, with the Ninja Turtles line. And I never realized how incredible that whole company is. And I'm blown away.
Massive.
I'm blown away by their Turtles line of toys, and they've actually just announced the pre-orders for the next wave of Turtle figures. So now all the pre-orders are up on the site if you want to start getting the next wave. Jen, I mean, I'm not sure how big of a toy collector you are, if you're into any of that stuff. I mean, what's your thoughts on the whole NECA brand?
So I had never heard of them until you told me to check them out. I'm not like a big action figure kind of person. I have like a couple sideshow pieces, and then I collect like Disney figures, but nothing action figure wise. I'm really picky on like painting though, so I was actually really surprised by the quality of everything. Everything seems to be like really nice. What really got me excited for them is I didn't know they're doing the line for Amory Wars, which is Coheed and Cambria's comic book series.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, okay, that's really cool. And the product, like the box and everything, looks really cool. All the product shots on the website look really good. So I might have to look into that some more. I was very excited for that.
Yeah, I was actually, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, Coheed and Cambria. I was like, oh my, I love those guys.
Yeah.
Their whole comics and how the albums and everything intertwine. I mean, that was amazing. She's got it right there.
I got it.
Yes. So cool. And for those, it's the National Entertainment Collectibles Association.
Yeah, National Entertainment Collectibles Association.
Yes.
So I've been involved with NECA for, God, I want to say I've been involved with them for like 15 years or more. So most of you may not know this, but I used to own a game store called the Game Store here in Arkansas. It was one of the largest game stores in the state. And one of our big selling items was this tabletop miniature game called HeroClix, which used DC and Marvel licensed characters. And throughout time, HeroClix ended up getting the licenses for Image, for some stuff for like Hellboy, CrossGen, stuff like that. And they created a little indie group, Aliens vs. Predator. They even had the Halo line at one time. But anyway, the company went out of business, and NECA came in and they bought the company, and they were able to attach all of these licenses that they had to the gaming brand, and it blew up. I mean, like they had everything. They had, Harry Potter. They had, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So they created Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures for HeroClix as well. But their brand of collectibles, when it comes to action figures, are kind of untouched by anybody except for maybe, old school Todd McFarlane.
Yeah.
But Todd McFarlane, only has his stuff as, license and action figures as licenses. But man, NECA does an incredible job. But they kind of screwed some people over here a couple of years ago because they went in with Hastings, which was a national chain, and they had all these HeroClix, which they ordered HeroClix from the distributors, and it was their parent company, And when Hastings went out of business after they bought the Hastings, they used the money to pay Neca off, which was their own company, and then didn't pay everybody else. So everybody else ended up having to take these big, huge losses, including Diamond Comics. I mean, they took like a $40 million loss.
Oh wow!
Diamond Comic distributors, yeah, absolutely, and they paid themselves in full. So there's some bad blood there, but HeroClix is still going strong, and Neca is still getting licenses left and right. And their 8-bit line is incredible. Their 16-bit line is incredible. And, of course, just their action figures with all the licenses they have. I mean, they're putting out what the people want. They're not putting out like junk, Like, not that
man. I don't buy action figures, but some of the stuff I've seen on there, I'm like, I might have to, check this stuff out. The Back to the Future line, I just talking about the time travel stuff that I've been writing lately, Back to the Future, huge.
Need a Marty McFly on that desk.
So that looks awesome. They have Pan's Labyrinth. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's just
their figures look amazing.
Very cool.
The quality of them, they're actually harder to get than you'd think. I was actually looking at some of the Ninja Turtle stuff because I was like, oh, that'd be cool, maybe down the road and having a couple set up in the studio. And it's all special order.
Oh yeah.
It's all special order because everyone's sold out. The stuff does not stay on the shelves long. And and like Jennifer said, I mean, the painting, the quality of the figures looks great. And I mean, there's other brands out there like McFarlane Toys and stuff. They do a great job too. But I was surprised. Have I heard of Neca? Yes, right. But I'm thinking, what's a good topic for our first week in Pop? As our toy topic is to talk about Neca because what caught my eye, I didn't know about them until I saw a Ninja Turtle toy. And then I was like, wait, what is this company fully about? And then, let me dive into it because I've heard of them. I didn't realize this was the quality that they were putting out. Even if you're a Universal fan, Universal Monsters fan, they've redone a whole line of those that it looks like the actor in the movie. That's how realistic the figure looks.
I follow a lot of guys that actually make these scaled figures on their own, and then they're amazing. And the fact that there's a company out here making stuff of the same quality that I'm assuming it's not going to be near as expensive as custom making stuff from some artist that can only pump out so many of them. So it's very cool.
Yeah. I'm going to keep an eye on them. And we've got another gentleman's going to be joining the cast of the show to really take on some of the toy topics. So when we have him on, he's going to dive in a little bit more into these companies, what's coming out, what to look for and all that stuff, what pre-order lists are going to be coming, all that great stuff. So we're going to have a lot of input on the toy line. Nice. On our next show. So we'll definitely have this gentleman on, and I think everyone will really dig that, especially if you are collecting figures and that's your thing.
I do want to say though, during the beginning parts of the pandemic, when everything was shutting down, Neca doubled down and did double the work during the pandemic because everybody was going to be working from home. So they ordered twice as many sculpts and stuff to be done during that time, so that when the pandemic was over, they had all their stuff set and ready to go. And man, they definitely killed it. They made the right choice because it fit their business model, because all those people, all those sculptors just get to work from home. So, they doubled down and it paid off for them.
Yeah. And I have to say, like Jen, when I saw the Armory Wars figures in Coheed and Cambria, and the first thing I did after I saw that, as I'm researching stuff, I go into my iTunes and I've got Coheed and Cambria playing.
Nice. I was zooming in on the pictures. I was trying to get all the detail. I think their undersuit is actual fabric. I love that. It's Hot Toys is really the only one that really does that, I think. So that was cool.
Yeah. Freaking I love those guys. That's not them, Blevins.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute, that's not the right song.
That's Fall Out Boy. Okay.
Yeah. But no, awesome. So let's dive into something that I think has kind of put the I guess we can still consider them indie, even though they're like the top, in the top 3 comic publishers. But the Spawn universe over at Image has just the big bang hit in the Spawn universe, and now it's expanding into all these other books and things. I'm thinking, my first thought when I saw this and I read this article and seeing that Spawn is now expanded, it's like, is Todd McFarlane finally saying like, I've had this series for so long. I've been the showrunner of this thing. I think he's prepping now to hand off. Hey, let's see how it does in different realms, different aspects. But it's almost like testing out, handing the reins over to other people to see how well Spawn will do branching off, and how well will Spawn do with not so much McFarlane involved.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I think it's late. I think this should have happened a decade ago, or you know what I'm saying, or 5 years ago.
Yeah. Most important question: are you a fan of Spawn, Jen? Are you a fan of Spawn comics?
I know literally zero about Spawn. I think the movie came out when I was like 5. Other than that, I've never read like a Spawn comic or anything, so I have no opinion on this.
Yeah, man, I was a Spawn fan like when I was a teenager, and that was like you were saying, it's I feel like it's a little late to try to spread the wings for Spawn, but he's also, attempting to do other things with Spawn, with movies and everything too. So you never know. It could if he gets the right people involved to make cool stories, then why not? This could be a cool universe that he creates. But I mean, you're right. I think he's testing the waters and kind of see if this is something that they can crack open and make something bigger than just, a series, and make it something that's like a new big comic world that we can build awesome stories in. So like, I'm not going to say, no, don't do that, because that gives people like me, indie creators and writers, the chance to maybe bring something cool to a universe that's kind of already been built. So I don't know.
In my opinion, like I said, I do honestly believe that this was, I think it's way late in the game for him to be doing it. I think it's a great idea. Don't get me wrong, but I think I think the hype of Spawn sailed like a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Like when he had his hype over his 300th issue, and they did the documentary involving him. If he had this plan to do it, like that was the time. That was the time for him to announce this. Mm-hmm. That was his time. Like when he had the attention on him. Like this kind of seems like a throwaway comment. Like a throwaway idea in order to do it. And I definitely wish him luck. But again, like the characters that he's choosing. Like when he had his toy line, he created so many different Spawn toy action figures for characters that we never saw in the comics, or that were one-off people in comics. Like they're, again, this time, like does he have like some of the top talent in the world? Mm-hmm. Absolutely he does, because he can afford it. He can afford to spend all this money.
Yeah. I have 2 though, so it's fine.
I think this is poor timing, especially during a pandemic. People still are trying to choose where they're going to spend their money. I don't know if he's trying to get a piece of a smaller pie. I don't know what his thought process is. I do love the idea of him trying to give people more Spawn. I love the idea of the gunslinger, because I think that's one of the best characters next to medieval Spawn. That he had to fight to get the deals, but it's ill-timed. I'd like to think that it's super prepared, but I don't think it is. And I don't think that he's going to be able, I think he's going to rope and open people with this talent pool that he brought out. I don't think that this talent pool is going to sustain, the books that he plans on doing in the frequency that he plans on creating them.
I'm wondering if he's just going to pull along all the people that followed Spawn before, or if he's going to actually be able to bring in like a new audience with it, because that's what you're saying. Like, if the ship has sailed, can he like renew it in a way that like Marvel and DC can tries to do to pull in newer people. It's a hard thing to do in general in comic books, and to do it with a new universe. He's almost in the same boat as other indie people trying to build their own universes. Even though he has something established, he's still trying to do something that's.
But he stayed so linear with it, He stayed so linear. I mean, they did do some off things, but here's a good thing, right? Ready, Jen? You're not into Spawn at all. You never were. You read these articles. Did it even make you want to be like, oh, maybe I should explore this, or are you just kind of like, nah, I still just don't feel it?
I don't know. I guess I am really skeptical about most things. I actually don't ever watch like movie trailers, or I only read about like these previews and stuff because like it was for the show. But normally I don't get like on previews and stuff because I don't like that real big hype before it even actually happens. I hate getting excited for something and then it ends up sucking. And I think everything sucks for the most part. So I'm usually always like really disappointed. So I really had no opinion on it at all.
Do you think it's something like, would you keep an open mind when these comics come out if you start hearing good things? You're like, all right, maybe I'll check out one. Yeah,
of course. Like if we end up talking about it later and everybody else is like, no, it was like really great. I was skeptical at first, but now they've like proven me wrong. And now I'm like interested. I mean, I'll give anything a shot for sure, especially like, read the first like 3. Usually I give things like a 3 issue. I'll read the first 3 and see how much I like it. But yeah, I mean, I don't hate it until I actually like review it. And then I just end up hating it after that. But I always give everything a chance.
Yeah. He's like, do you like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I hate it.
It's like, I hate it, but I just verify that I hate it. But hey, that's what you have to do, right? Because it's like, hey, try an artichoke. Oh, I hate artichokes. Have you ever had an artichoke? No. Then how do you know you hate it?
Right.
Try the artichoke. And then you try and like, no, I hate this. This is why would you scrape? Like, what's the point of scraping that on my teeth? And you have no floss. Like, so now I'm down 2 points.
But then you try spinach and artichoke dip, and you're like, oh, now I see the appeal.
You're like, now I get it.
It's all about the artichoke hearts, people. Yeah. That's where the flavor is. Now, I want to ask you, we're talking comics. Jen, do you like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at all?
I used to watch it like very little. I wouldn't say like I'm a huge fan. I didn't really like grow up with it or anything. So I know very little about it. I didn't grow up in like a family that like I'm the oldest out of all my cousins. None of my family is into like films or comics or video games or like board games, tabletop games, all that stuff. I like learn from like other friends through school, and then I would just like, oh, I really like that, so then I'd go explore it more on my own. So I guess I would say I never really had any friends that were into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so it wasn't really ever my thing.
All right, because it's not like an important question or anything. I'm just rearranging stuff. But let's just arrange this here. So I mean, it's not important, right? But the one thing I think you should read is The Last Ronin. I think you should give that a shot and let us know what you think.
All right. I'll write it down so I don't
forget. For episode 2.
Okay. Last Ronin.
Last Ronin, issue 1 and 2.
I like Ninja Turtles.
Man, I just noticed that your background says JVD and the Vandals.
Yeah.
Bro. It looks like Jim and the holograms.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah. Did you do that?
Yeah, it took me 16 hours, but I painted it, and it's all glitter. So I have to do like all these layers of glitter.
And that's like incredible. That's
incredible
looking.
You have a bunch of cool pictures. She did like a whole photo shoot with that background, and it looks awesome.
I kind of thought it was a green screen and it had something going on, but man, it's not a green screen like that.
No.
Oh, you have accent lighting going along the side of that?
Yeah, I put LED lights on the side. There's an LED light on the top that's blue, and then one at the bottom that's orange. So it kind of like gives a gradient.
This is my comforter. And when I'm done, I bring it back upstairs to my room before my mom yells at me.
It's your safety blanket. It's a safety blanket. So was that did you try to do it like Jim in the holograms? Because that's what it looks like.
No, that's just, I like that color scheme, purple or pink to blue, and then the middle being like purple. So Yeah, I ended up just
God, it looks
working out
incredible.
with it. Oh, thanks.
I don't know why I didn't notice it before. Like, that's crazy. Like, it is
Thanks.
That's cool.
absolutely fantastic.
Oh, thank
Dude,
you.
She makes all of her own stuff. Everything
Yeah,
you
I
see
definitely
she
know she
has,
makes
she
all of her own
makes
stuff.
all of her own stuff.
I don't know why. For some reason, I just thought that was a green screen and stuff set in the background, and then I just started looking at it. And then it just snapped in my head. I'm like, oh, holy beep, you know, like
schmickles.
This is a green screen of my house.
nice.
I put a green screen up and just like it's my house, but really behind it, there's a bunch of people listening to us right now.
That's man.
Don't knock that. I had a green screen in my studio because the camera faces this way and not that way. It's fun.
I don't have a green screen set up right now.
What?
I don't have a green screen set up right now.
Really?
I mean, I have one, but it's not set up.
My thing is it malfunctions, and now you've got a literal green screen behind you.
See,
Great.
now it's my studio.
Yeah, now it's
Right, now
lagging
you-
again.
No. Did it lag again?
Yeah.
It instantly messed up.
No.
Oh yeah, the picture, everything instantly just got killed.
59. 59.50. Cut.
Man, I can't believe you did that.
I just tested it.
Yeah, well, you failed,
Yeah, now it's all messed up.
dude.
No, it's fine now, right?
You
Oh
look
no! Look, the fucking internet's fucking messed up. This fucking shit.
Oh, sure. It just happened to time right as you changed the
Oh,
green
it really
screen.
has. Can you see it? Can you see the thing, or is that just on my?
No, that's what you get for showing off, Nile.
I just want to be cool.
God, you're still just.
Yeah, I know. We got to wait now till the stupid thing, and then Jen's battery's gonna die.
I know. It lasted 2 hours, so I got.
Oh,
another
the thingy
hour.
went away. I should be clearing up now. Am I clearing up?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Am I, Caleb? Or are you lying?
A little-
You look clear to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you're clearing up. I don't know why you did that, Nile.
That's.
It's like
It's not like we're
fire,
live.
bro.
It's
You're
not like
playing
we're
with fire.
live. It's not like we're live.
How embarrassing.
I know this sucks. This fucking sucks.
Man, I'm glad this is a professional podcast.
Well, all this all gets cut out anyways. It's all
No,
gets
No, this
cut
is
out.
great content. I like
This
it.
is great content. I think we should just
Speaking of-
leave it the way it
Speaking
is.
of purples and pinks and blues.
Oh no, is your
Yeah.
screen malfunctioning? What was that? Oh, wait, why did you do that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was my first. That's my first graphic novel I did. Same.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that book. It's purple.
It's purple. See, it's got skulls on it.
Ooh.
I have original art from that.
Oh yeah, you do.
I have an original piece.
That kind of
What?
scares me.
Is it what?
That picture scares me.
Yeah, I know it's scary.
Scary looking.
I know. I have a poster of it I put behind me at conventions, and sometimes people get angry at me.
Yeah, they freak out because of how
And
scary.
their children are like, "What's going on? Is that Two-Face?"
Yeah, adults,
They're like, no.
adults get scared too, Caleb. Adults get scared of that also.
Oh.
It's not just kids. Adults happen. It's perfect.
Adults get scared too.
I'm not scared of the dark. I'm not scared of the dark.
It's perfectly natural.
The
I'm scared of the dark. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm terrified of the dark, legitimately. Like,
Do you guys still like run?
Like dark, like you can't see your hand in your face. Like that's that's scary.
I sleep with the light to my room on, and if
No,
100%,
no, really?
yeah, 100%. I sleep with the light to my room, not a night light.
Really?
I sleep with the
Oh,
whole
like with the whole light on? I
What?
can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that. No.
Yeah, and if Sean gets up and goes and gets something to drink or something like that, and he sees my lights on, he'll go in and click it off while I'm asleep.
Do you think like he clicks? Do you think like he goes in first just to make sure you're tucked in right? And he's just like,
Yeah,
he just goes in. He's like, Blevins, you sweet.
kisses him on the forehead.
Yeah, just a small
very
little kiss.
lightly.
yeah, he can't. Yeah, that's he can't get to me because I have like basically my bed is set up with a giant pillow fort, so I have to like crawl into it to get into my bed.
He goes
Take
in, like a little
pictures.
flag goes up.
Yeah, no, the
Like
flight
in
of the
Mario's
door,
castle.
I turn on the blow, like I have a fan that's a blower. It's not an actual like rotating fan. It's like one of those high end blowers, and it blows the.
Are you sleeping in a bouncy house?
Yeah, it blows the sheet up, so I sleep with the sheet over me. It looks like a big top.
What?
Yeah.
Pictures. I need pictures of this.
Like I'd probably send you. I'd probably just show you a picture right now.
It's like one, and then it's like he's in a mirror, but you see his butt
big?
cheeks in the mirror or something.
I have a trampoline and bunk beds.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I usually have to turn the lights off because when I'm sleeping on the top bunk, you know, my wife gets really mad because you can't. The light switch is really high up.
I don't know if you can see this. You can see my knee in this picture.
I don't think you need to really show
this
it.
This is the inside, and you can see how high up the sheet is.
Is that a green screen? I feel like you're showing me.
I'm laying on my back, and I'm taking a picture of the roof of the sheet.
Jeez Louise, what else do you have under there?
Yeah, so like just turn the fan on, it blows it up, and it's like a big top, and I leave the light on. And
isn't the fan like so noisy?
No, because it's like I said, I have the pillow fort set up around it, so the air is on the outside of it.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry. When you say pillow fort, I laugh because I think of a fort.
Here's another. There's another picture. You can see the light on in my room.
Oh, okay. So now that's the roof. That looks like the ocean. Like that looks like a really nice picture of the sun on the ocean.
Yeah,
that's me inside of it taking a picture out, so you can see how the roof is.
Is that what a baby sees before they're born?
Dude, I don't know.
He's crowning, Blevins.
Anyway, so yeah.
Anywho,
yeah, I climb.
So Sean kisses you goodnight. Sometimes he'll shut the light off, and you make sure the dome.
You can't get to me because I have like all.
You're in like the WandaVision dome, bro.
Yeah, basically, except it's just a giant.
Don't say anything. I haven't seen it.
Oh, that's not. That's complete. That's out.
Yeah,
there. That's like in the trailer. You're good. You're good.
I haven't seen the trailers. I don't watch trailers.
It's in the first 3 seconds of the series.
All right.
You're good. You're fine. There's no significance.
I swear it's not a spoiler.
But if you do want to know something significant, on the last episode, no. But I have, that was such a great. You got it, Jen. Binge it this week, really. Just binge it. You don't need to catch up on the movies. It doesn't. I
haven't even seen Endgame.
It was crazy when Batman showed up to save the day.
No, don't tell her. Don't tell her. And by the way, it was Nightwing, not Batman.
My bad.
It was a total diversion thing.
Sorry.
I don't know. But when Thing showed up, that was nuts.
He's like, it's clobbering time.
You keep glitching, Blevins.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. You're freezing.
It must be that pillow fort. It's blocking something.
It's a pillow fort's blocking. I can just picture you waking up and be like, Sean! Fucking shooting like a Nerf gun. Dude, let's all go to Blevin's house and have Nerf fights. No? All right, whatever.
No.
So speaking of comic books, everyone, what's your favorite? Well, actually, let's have a serious question here, right? Let's do an introduction, right? We all read comic books, whether we're looking at trade paperbacks or we might grab a few floppies, right? Mm-hmm. But which book did you read that was really kind of like, all right, comics are cool. I think I'm going to check this out a little more. Because we weren't all born like, ooh, we like comic books. We were obviously introduced to them. For me, I'll just start first since I'm the one chatting right now. It was Batman Shadow of the Bat, issue 2, because they didn't have issue 1. So I bought issue 2 and issue 3. I read those and I was like hooked. And that was, and I can't remember his name who drew it, but like the bat ears were like 4 feet tall on like in like all those books. It was incredible. But that was actually my true introduction to like where I was like, all right, comics are really cool. Jen?
I don't know if this is like what you're asking, but my big like first introduction to comics, I guess it was a Batman, but it was a novel. It wasn't like a comic book. So I read this novel and I was like, whoa, what is like, I've seen the movies, but I don't know like he was like a detective and it was about him visiting this guy who makes a whole bunch of equipment for basically a neutral party that just makes equipment for everyone, villain or hero, talking about going and like picking up some new gear and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, what is this all about? That's pretty cool. It's more of like a detective story than just like crime. But yeah, I guess that was like really my first introduction that got me to be like, well, I need to read some like actual Batman comic books because that was really interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't remember what it was called. I wonder if I still have it.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious because I don't know of too many like. I know they're out there. I do know they're out there, but the only ones like every time when someone talks about like a Batman book that's not like a comic or trade paperback or anything, I think of those like make your own choice things because I used to have a couple
love
of those.
those. Yes, those are my
Choose your own
favorite.
adventure.
Choose your own adventure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they had some Batman ones, and I didn't understand the concept of that, so I'm like reading, and I'm like, "Mom, this is stupid. It doesn't make sense." I'm like, for 1 minute he's here, and on this page, I don't get it. And then my mom's like, "Why is he even talking to me?" And I'm like, "What?" And then my lovely childhood. No, I had a great childhood. My mom's the best. Blevins, what was like your now again? Just to clarify too, it doesn't have to be like the very first comic you read, but it's like the one that like really made you like be like, I want to grab another book.
Well, like I'm super old, so like of course the very first comic book I ever read was Darkhawk. And the first comic that got me into wanting to collecting comics was Sleepwalker, because it had a guy by the name of Brian Blevins as the writer, and it had my name on the front of the book. So I thought that was so cool, that it had my name on the front. But the first story to really grab me, I mean, was definitely the Infinity Gauntlet, which was the first real big, huge crossover for Marvel. It was their Crisis on Infinite Earth. But and I loved it. I thought Infinity Gauntlet was incredible. Of course, it stood the test of time all the way up till now. But probably the greatest story, the thing that makes it all worthwhile, like to have a good, fleshed out, amazing story, would have to be The Sword by the Luna Brothers. 25 issues long. It is the my number one story of all time. Like Luna Brothers, The Sword. It was so amazing, so incredible, coming full circle, beginning to end was just amazing. That kind of is what made me want to do more writing. That and of course Mask of Zorro, the movie. So,
nice.
Caleb.
So I'm interesting because I didn't really dig into comics until I was in my 20s, because I grew up in a town that didn't even have really much access to comic books when in the 80s and 90s. So I read like the first Ninja Turtles collected thing. That was like my first thing because I loved Ninja Turtles when I was a kid. So like I found that somewhere at a bookstore or something. And I thought, man, this is pretty cool. But that really wasn't anything that got me into wanting to make comics or really think that comics were like an awesome place to get good stories. I think the real thing that got me into it was reading Frank Miller's Batman. And that just to see what he did with the character and what he could do, what you can actually do with the story in a comic book. And then once I got into The Watchmen, that opened my mind to like what you could do outside of, the typical superhero story, and kind of blew my mind as far as how deep you could make stories within a comic page. So those are the books that really turned the lights on for me creatively. But Ninja Turtles was like my first really good introduction into comic books when I was a kid.
Yeah, I think my first like great comic that I really being like, holy crap, was Watchmen. I like read that and I was like, oh my God, like, you're used to like superheroes and stuff, but that was just totally different, and it was dark, which I always like that. So it was just so cool.
What he did with the stories and like just the way he manipulated time and everything in it, and like it's fantastic to see someone like break the mold essentially of what everything that had come before it. So that for me, that was the moment where I was like, holy crap, this could be something on a whole different level than what you've ever seen, like with reading a Superman book or a Batman book or really any superhero book. So that to me, when I worked in film for a while, and when I came back to wanting to make comic books, was really, I was thinking about Alan Moore's writing, and I was like, man, like the things I could do with my stories and comics because of what I saw him do. And that was the milestone for me, was The Watchmen. And Frank Miller really just showing this like dark, the complete taking the superhero and putting him in a different role, and making him such kind of a bad guy in a way. It was interesting to me. Just seeing people break the mold, always exciting. Like Tarantino for films was always exciting for me because he kind of broke the mold of how a story was told in order. And same way for Alan Moore with comics.
Yeah. I mean, Watchmen, like, you bring that up, Jen, and like that was such a great series. And I mean, that was like one of the first things I had to collect when I got back into collecting. Was like, I need to get the first print run of that. And that's the comic series where it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Don't do spinoffs. Don't do anything. Just keep it in that world, because that's just how perfect that series is in my mind. And even like the movie, like I would love to have seen more. Like I would love another Watchmen movie. Because I think that is actually one of the best superhero films, because it is so dark. Right? What's that?
The series, right?
Yeah. I didn't care.
Oh God, yeah.
Really?
Did the one on HBO?
Yeah, you didn't like that?
I mean, it wasn't bad. Like I wouldn't, like if someone said I'll never be able to watch that ever again, I wouldn't be like, it wouldn't phase me. Now, if someone said I could never watch the Watchmen film ever again, like it's completely going away, I would be pissed. I wouldn't be sad. I'd be pissed. Like. I'd be like, sorry. I'd be like, no, I'm gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch it tonight just to prove.
No, but I mean,
now I want to watch it.
I'm probably going to watch that tonight. I am probably going to watch it tonight. No, I'm not lying. Well, I'm probably lying. I'm not going to do anything. But no, that's a great series. That's something else to like touch upon, like in another comic book topic. But let's move on. Let's hit up the world of. I know all of us have done gaming. We've all had phases in our life where we game, whether it's tabletop, whether we're doing video games or anything else. I mean, the world of gaming, and our gaming guru, Mr. Blevins, is in the house. I mean, has some. That's you, bro. I mean, you own the game store, like literally own the name of the game store. I mean, nothing gets bigger than you. Nothing gets bigger than the Blevins
and the game show. Not that I want to brag.
And the game show.
To let my screen get all pixelated and stuff.
But no, you brought up some great stuff. So I mean, obviously we still have the pandemic issues going on, so there's no conventions. Yep. BlizzCon happened. It was all online. It was
virtual.
All virtual. I mean, what were some of the highlights of that? What was something that was like Blevins was just like, oh my God, this is insane.
Well, for the last couple of years, we've been waiting to hear what's happening with Diablo Immortal, which was the big letdown of 2 years ago, where we thought we were going to get the announcement of Diablo 4. But for some reason, they announced this Diablo Immortal mobile game, because that's what people want to do, is they want to play Diablo on their phone constantly. So it was just a horrible deal. Last year they made the big announcement of Diablo 4, which we knew was coming far down far down the line. But Diablo 4, I mean, from everything they're showing, I mean, dude, they're cranking it out. Like it's looking great. There's tons of playable demos or they have the alpha set up for the people to play it. Some of the reviewers, they've let them play it. I mean, the game is looking great. I'm kind of curious about how the story's going, but they're not going to give that away because it's not even in a public alpha at any point. But I think Diablo. I think Diablo Immortal is coming out this year, so a lot of people are going to be excited about that, I guess. Yeah. Diablo 4. I think we're going to see Diablo 4 by the end of next year. I'm thinking we might even have a beta by the end of this year. But at the rate that they're doing things, they made a couple announcements. It was great. So World of Warcraft, they announced a bunch of the new expansions, like the Burning Crusade expansion for World of Warcraft Classic, the new Shadowlands expansion add-on for World of Warcraft regular. Heroes of the Storm, which is still doing great. Last year, they made the announcement of Overwatch 2. I thought we were going to see more stuff for Overwatch 2. We didn't, which is first person shooter game, a team comp game. But it looks like they're going to try to focus on a more solo adventure, which is something that the original Overwatch was missing completely. And then, of course, you have StarCraft 2, which they're not adding anything to because StarCraft 2 is still around, still being played in the high end market. And God, is that Hearthstone? So yeah. Hearthstone is the big game that I'm still playing now. It's a card game. It got really boring there for a while, and then they created this new mode called Battlegrounds. If you ever get a chance to jump on and play Hearthstone and play, it's free game, free to download, free to play. You can buy more cards and buy season passes in order to play. But Hearthstone Battlegrounds is one of the best auto chess games that I've played in a long time, and I still play it constantly. Like I'll be talking to Nile on the phone, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
All day long.
Like I'm about to win this game in Hearthstone, because I'm constantly playing Battlegrounds.
So like, hey, what are you up to, Blevins? Oh, nothing. Just talking to you and playing Hearthstone. Oh, okay. And then I just hear in the background like,
and then we'll be having a conversation. I'll be like, bleep 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 bleep.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just died. And
all of a sudden I'm hearing like, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. It's such a good game. The new expansion of Hearthstone's coming out. They're changing up the way some of the games are played, creating a new play mode. They introduced a classic, a legendary, a modern, and a standard version of the different games, which coming from a Magic background, a Magic the Gathering background, I was waiting for it to happen, waiting for them to get enough card sets in there for them to do that, and they apparently hit that number now. So, BlizzCon Online had tons of stuff for everybody. Only a few things that we can take and use right now. But the future's looking great for Activision Blizzard.
Didn't they announce a remaster of
Diablo 2 remastered? Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Thanks, Caleb. I don't know why I forgot that one. Diablo 2 probably one of the greatest games ever made.
Oh yeah, man. That's why I said it, because I love Diablo 1 and 2.
Yeah, I just forgot I only forgot the greatest game ever made in the history of games. That's
I'm gonna play the crap out of that
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Diablo 2 is a classic. They're adding new instances to it in the remaster. The random unlimited dungeon is gonna be great. New added stats to a higher level point. The ivory bow is gonna be more valuable now, I'm pretty sure. I would love to see them bring back the trading mod or the trading mode, because we don't have that in Diablo 3, which kind of sucks. So
I just remember when back in the day when Diablo 2 was out, we had two computers in my office.
Did you do the LAN connection?
We'd be playing Diablo 2 until the sun came up, man. It was the best. I can't wait to get my hands on Diablo 2 again. So
yeah, we used to stay up all night playing Super Mario Kart. So intense.
Diablo 2 is probably gonna be out this year, I'm thinking.
That's what it looks like. It looks pretty. Yeah, it's awesome.
Speaking of
Diablo for 2 years. Hopefully we'll have a bunch of Diablo to play for the next 2 years.
Yeah, but Diablo's been around forever, it feels like. It was 20 years?
Yes. It's what, the first
How old is it?
90, 91 or something. It had to be
Diablo is 89, right? I thought.
Is it really that old? Why was I thinking it was 94 or something?
That might be 2.
Jen, have you ever played Diablo?
Yeah, I played it.
Yeah. Do you like it?
It's okay. To me, it gets a little repetitive. I'm more of a turn-based style combat. That's my preferred. So I've been playing a lot of Divinity over the last few years.
Oh, nice. Diablo was released in January of 1997.
Okay. So, I was closest. I won, and I don't even play it. No, I'm joking. That was cool. I was always into real-time strategy games.
Oh, I'm so bad at them.
I love those games.
So
I remember
terrible.
playing the original Command and Conquer and Command and Conquer 2 online, on my modem. You know that one? Like,
I wanted to be good at those games, but I was always awful at those games.
they were so mean.
I sucked at striking.
Really? I was
sucked at
nasty.
striking,
I still play them. I
Yeah,
I want
I
to buy
tried-
an old like Windows 98 computer just to play some of these games because they made like remastered ones, and I tried to install them on like a new computer and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
We got to get the versions through Steam.
Yeah, you gotta get through Steam.
Yeah, you got to go through Steam to get them.
Steam doesn't sell them.
But yeah, I mean, like I tried to play StarCraft 2, and you know, like I got the big sausage fingers, so it's kind of like, you know, like hitting the buttons. Like I can't.
You just need a mouse. It's turn based.
Man, games used to be a lot meaner than they are now.
Yeah,
So you can see it. Like you just any games that you play now, it's like they just give you as many lives as you want, let you just keep going and going and going. Games used
It's
to be
not the Lion King game on Sega.
Oh my god, that game was so hard.
You know why? Learned it from Doug Tenaple. It's called the renting level. What's the renter's level?
yeah.
Basically, it's like
renter's level game.
renter. So like when you get to a certain point, it was designed because they'd get so frustrated that they would end up having to go out and buy the game. So when they rent, it was basically like, because you usually only got like a 2-day rental, so it was enough where like they couldn't, like you would need X amount of time to actually pass the level. And it's called like the renter's level, and that's what a lot of those old games had. Even Earthworm Jim has one too, and I know Donkey Kong has one.
Is Aladdin in there?
Aladdin.
Oh my
They
god,
probably all-
Aladdin.
Probably Aladdin on Genesis does, not the
Yeah.
one on
Not
the one on
SNES.
Disney, because you can't chop anybody with a sword in the Disney version.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You just bounce off of their heads. It's all jumping. Whereas in the Sega Genesis, you have a sword and you hack.
I think the worst game I've ever played was Home Alone.
I remember that one.
Like,
Yeah.
how is
It's
my
horrible.
pizza throwing a pizza at a burglar going to stop him? You know?
Yeah, I mean, again, like if some group of people are going to come in and kidnap you, like pizza's not going to stop them.
No.
Like you're going on the auction block, kid.
And like, there's only two burglars. Like, where did all these guys in like trench coats and hats? Like, when did the mafia show up to Kevin McAllister's house? You know?
Well, probably when he shot at the pizza man and said, "You filthy animal."
Yeah, filthy animal. It's such a great movie, though. We have to get Macaulay Culkin on.
Man, I've been trying, dude. Like I thought he was coming on, and then like he got signed on for Horror Story, so I'm probably gonna have to wait for that to be over with before I can get him to come back on.
I don't even know what I do. I'd be like, hey, everyone, it's Macaulay Culkin. So,
Man,
Macaulay?
you just messed all up.
I know.
You just digitized all out. Max Headroom.
Did I?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you mean? You can't see me?
I can see you now, but it's stuttered and you sound digitized.
Oh, shush. Shush.
Did you guys see that as well, or was it just me?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Maybe it's me. Maybe it's not.
No, I was like, usually I see when I glitch out on you guys. But anyways, let's take this video game topic to another level. Something that everyone's familiar with this. Legend of Zelda. Come on. Everyone, you love it, you hate it, you've tried it, you've beaten it, you've never beaten it because you give up. But did Nintendo give up, Blevins?
Nope.
Why did they forget? No, they didn't celebrate the anniversary.
Well, they haven't announced all the stuff for the 35th anniversary, but what they have announced means that they forgot about Link. Mother effers thought that they forgot about Link. You know what I'm saying?
They forgot about Link, not Dread.
Yeah.
Link.
Yeah, not Zelda. Zelda is the girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zelda is
not the guy. Everyone
But
thinks
yeah,
Zelda's the guy.
so they made the announcement for Nintendo Switch, the HD version of Skyward Sword, which was a game that they never thought they were going to be able to port over because it had all these action controls. Like in order to slice, you have to actually use the Wiimote to slice, and then if you want to do the flying uppercut, you got to like spin it and go up to attack up. So now you have the
Caleb's
the
like this in his living
now
room.
you have the remote for the Nintendo Switch. You get to attack. So that's coming out. But I think there was a lot more people that wanted to see, Wind Waker come to, Wind Waker HD come to the Switch, Twilight Princess come to the Switch, and there's talks that maybe both of those are coming. They did a redo a remaster of Link's Awakening, which was a great Game Boy game. And I would love to see that same kind of remaster in a 2-part pack with Oracles and Ages. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. So what's the plan then? Do you think we're going to see something by the end of the year? What are we looking at?
Man, surely they can't let the 35th anniversary go by.
That's what I'm saying. That's like a pivotal. And plus, though, it's Super Mario, right? Mario's in the 35th for Mario.
Yeah, they did so much stuff for Mario and not anything. Like, we all know that Link could kill Mario in a fight.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
They're just like
dudes
they're just like, we have Zelda. We know you're going to buy it. We don't care when we announce things because you're still going to buy the damn thing. So.
Yeah, I mean, Mario is literally a plumber. Like, that is his occupation. And Link is a stone cold killer.
Yeah, he is. A stone cold killer.
I mean, like...
Yeah, but if you think about it, Mario is also a stone cold killer. He just, like, kills moving plants, turtles,
he throws fireballs.
But he's ruthless. Like, he crushes everything with his feet.
Yeah,
that's messed up.
He's got steel-toed boots on. And he's able to spit fire on occasion if he finds the right kind of plant.
He's weird. Like, he's creepy because he'll wear skins of animals and go around killing weird creatures in this land. Like, he skins a raccoon and he runs around. Come on.
They should do Mario as a horror movie, and there you go.
Mario is a horror movie. Yes. Yep. Super Mario is a horror movie. Legend of Zelda is an action, mythical, Lord of the Rings
Link
type
has
adventure.
Killed multiple dragons, spiders, shooting. I mean, look, man, Mario doesn't stand a chance.
Mario basically goes into a pet store and kills all the cutest little animals.
Yeah, he's like, all right,
he's psycho. Something is wrong with Mario. You know, and he needs to let go of that princess. She doesn't care.
Like, he
doesn't care.
Even Link's princess could beat up Mario's princess.
That's what I'm saying. Like, except Toad.
Hey.
Toad is cool. Toad is cool. I want a Toad.
But
like Yoshi's story.
They shouldn't over sexualize Zelda, though. I mean,
what are you talking about? She needs. Zelda dressed as Sheik. I mean, she's like a ninja, straight up a ninja, like throwing karambits and everything.
They need to sexualize Princess Peach.
I've done it. It's fine.
She's like, it works. It's fine.
Yeah. Look,
Nintendo, if you need help.
It's
Gen. The Mushroom Kingdom.
But yeah, I mean, if they don't do, I mean, they got to do more than they did for Mario. I mean, there's more stuff out there. I mean, I don't want to see a remaster of Super Mario Brothers 2 from Nintendo. Because that game was horrible.
Zelda, though, is like, I'll tell you, though, like, you play Legend of Zelda, like the first one on NES, like, the game holds up because it's difficult, right? I mean, and that Zelda has just always been a very difficult game. Mario's been, you know, obviously more popular for, let's say, the general public because it is much easier to play.
As the games come out, they had to dumb them down. I mean, like they have the internet available. Like I remember playing Zelda on the NES, and I just like there were times that I just had to put the game down and not play it for a week because I didn't know what I was going to do next. You know, and the next issue of Nintendo Power hadn't came out yet.
Yeah,
so I know what I need to do. You know.
I mean, Zelda's also like the foundation of pretty much every freaking video game that came after it. Like most games that you're playing have something that they took from Zelda in them. So it's like pretty much any action RPG that has an open world is like from Zelda's origin. So it's
that game pissed me off.
That
game pissed me off. Like I've never beaten a Zelda game because I get pissed.
Yeah. Me
too much going on, and I just can't keep up.
It's just too hard. I don't like things that are difficult.
Like I go there and I kill everything, and then my TV goes boop, 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 and I'm in the next area. I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot something. Boop, 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 boop. Oh crap, they're all back. How does that happen?
I hate that. That makes me so upset.
Like go away.
I'll tell you what though, Link knew what he was doing. Like he followed the path and he killed who he needed to kill. I mean, Mario kept messing up and going to the wrong castles.
Link didn't do it, Blevins.
It's all in mushrooms, man. He didn't know
you.
His princess was always in another castle. You didn't have that happen with Link. Link
she was
knew
sleeping
where she
around.
was
I'm telling you.
It was all in Mario's head, man.
Yeah.
He eating all them mushrooms, and then it was like he thought there was a princess, and he kept going.
And he put on boots.
Yeah, he's
he
like,
crushed-
man, I'm just a pipe cleaner from Jersey, you know?
Yeah. Come on, paisanos!
Hey.
I love that cartoon. It doesn't hold up for me though now. I can't watch it. Jen, do you like the Super Mario cartoon?
I didn't know there was a Super Mario cartoon.
Oh no!
I remember the movie. I loved the movie.
You like the movie?
I was like 8. Yes, I loved that movie.
Have you seen it since you've been 8?
No, I need to watch it.
Yeah, I thought it was cool back in the day.
Yeah,
I literally watched it like 2 years ago, and I was like, "This doesn't even make sense."
Yeah,
I'm writing that down. I'm gonna watch it.
You need to watch it. We're gonna add that to Jen's agenda for next week.
Oh God.
Yeah, I can't wait. Now I'm excited.
We all have to watch the Super Mario movie.
Man, I want to know what's crazy. Also, like there's times throughout Mario's time period that he's teamed up with Bowser and Bowser's like kids and stuff like that. Like you don't see Link doing that. Link's not buddy with Ganon hanging out like solving puzzles and playing party games. No, like he's out for death. He's like, look, you took my girl, man. You're going down. Like there's no coming back from
Link is the masculinity of Nintendo.
God, Mario's the baby face.
Mario is the baby face doing silly little things.
God.
And that's just what it is. Link's the big brother.
Like
Mario's the little brother.
You're hanging out
with everything.
So you're hanging out at a party with Mario, and you got Luigi, and he brings his girl with him, and then you got Peach shows up, and then Toad shows up. Then all of a sudden, boom! You have
Yoshi.
You have Wario. Yeah, you got Yoshi showing up, but then Wario walking in the door, and then here comes Bowser. Like and we're like, hey, let's go play on some go-karts. No, man. Like this guy literally kidnapped me like 30 times, Mario. Like you expect me to go play games with him?
President Peach, like, are you cool with this, Mario? Do you realize what he did to me? He's like, get in here, go to Kata.
Yeah. It is a time to go revenge.
We cool.
Yeah.
Jen, you said you had a good Yoshi story?
No, Yoshi's Story, the game.
Oh, the game Yoshi Story.
Yeah, I love Yoshi's Story.
That was fun. Yeah.
Collect all the little eggs, all the different color ones.
Was that technically Super Mario World 2?
No, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yoshi's Story on Nintendo 64 is totally different than Super Mario World 2. Super Mario World 2 has the little baby Mario, and when he gets booted off, he starts crying. And he's in a little blood. He's like,
yeah.
Yeah,
his head doesn't he get in there?
Got to.
Gotta get in
my
there.
baby cry is way better than your baby cry. That's all.
No, I give you the baby cry. You can have the baby cry.
It's my only claim to fame.
It's your claim to fame, man. And you can have that fame. You got that star. You got that star on that walk.
Thanks.
But everyone, hey man, it was great chatting with everyone tonight. And this week in Pop. Great times getting everyone's opinion on everything we have going on. Looking forward to our next episode, and we'll really tighten things up. And I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. We've got our other cast members will be joining, and we're gonna kick it up with a notch. And we may find something Jen likes.
Doubt it, but we'll try.
And we need to have a part of the show. Like we need to just have a show part that is just what Jen likes, and then we have to.
Literally.
We have to go review.
We have a segment now for Jen. There's literally a segment for Jen that we are going to be putting together, and I've been taking notes.
Nice. I'm very excited.
It's going to be a bunch of random things.
This is going to go really well.
Yes. All right, everyone. Have a great night. We'll see you all on the next This Week in Pop.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on POPXP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the POPXP and over on Instagram at the POPXP. Thanks again everyone, and we'll see you soon.